Welcome to the Brunswick Beat,
Brunswick County's only television news show, brought to you by the Brunswick Beacon. I'm Rachel Johnson.
And I'm Caroline Curran. In our top story tonight, members of the Brunswick County Social Services Board broke the law on Tuesday when they improperly entered into closed session under the attorney-client privilege provision of the North Carolina Open Meetings Law. The problem? The DSS Board doesn't have an attorney, either retained or employed by the board, as outlined in North Carolina general statutes. When I told board members they could not legally enter into closed session under this particular provision, Board Chairman Charles Warren said I was out of order and had me removed from the meeting. I was not the only person removed from Tuesday's meeting. Earlier in the meeting, Warren had fellow DSS board member Pat Sykes removed.
Just wants to add it to the agenda, and I have something I would like to add to the agenda. No, sir, I'm not out of order. No, sir, I'm not. I have a right to add an item to the agenda, sir. And I'm not going to quit because basically...
Well, I'm going to ask that you leave this meeting
I'm
now.
not going to leave this meeting. You cannot force me to leave. I have a right as a member of this board.
I can ask her to be escorted out of this meeting.
No,
and I'm asking the sheriff to escort her from this meeting. No, you take your answer machine with you.
No, sir. It will stay.
You would take your answer machine with you.
Just take it, sir.
No, I'll get somebody else to.
And Ms. Sykes, on your way out, you will be suspended for the rest of this term.
You can't suspend me.
The DSS Board meets again at 1 p.m. next Tuesday, December 20th.
South Brunswick High School English teacher Melissa Warren, Brunswick County's Teacher of the Year, has been named Southeast Regional Teacher of the Year. Warren, one of 9 finalists for the state's highest teaching honor, is the first teacher from Brunswick County to be named Regional Teacher of the Year in 8 years. Warren is Teacher of the Year for 15 counties in southeastern North Carolina. She will compete against teachers from 7 other regions and 1 charter school teacher.
Reporting to work as scheduled pays, sometimes twice if you're a bus driver employed with Brunswick County Schools. And you show up to work, that is. With increasing absenteeism with Brunswick County Schools bus drivers, Board of Education members unanimously approved a bus driver incentive plan. The plan, which takes effect immediately, pays full-time drivers an additional $60 each month and part-time drivers an additional $30 each month. To qualify for this incentive, a driver cannot miss a scheduled shift during that pay period. Officials say the move will actually lower costs since they're currently paying for the driver's sick time and the substitutes to drive the buses.
A Supply woman was killed Monday morning when a teenage driver struck her vehicle near Shallotte. Rita Jo Alford, 45, of Supply, was killed Monday, December 12th in a 2-vehicle wreck on McMillie Road just outside of Shallotte. LeJay Webster, 16, of Longwood, was driving in a no-passing zone when he passed another northbound vehicle on McMillie Road. When Webster merged back into his northbound lane, he overcorrected in his car and lost control of the vehicle. Webster suffered substantial injuries and was airlifted to New Hanover Regional Medical Center in Wilmington. A passenger in Alford's vehicle was also injured and taken to New Hanover Regional Medical Center for treatment. The wreck is still under investigation and charges are pending. Newly elected Sunset Beach Mayor Richard Serrato says he plans to carry out his duties as mandated by the voters. In a recent interview published on the front of the Beacon's New Town section, Serrato says he isn't going to put himself within any certain boundaries. He hopes that town council won't restrict him either. Serrato is one of 4 new mayors elected in November in southern Brunswick County. He says he won't be surprised if Sunset Beach government isn't dull in the coming months, but he won't be disappointed if it is.
Last month, Julie Olson, Director of Counseling at Brunswick Community College, began to orchestrate the school's annual food drive to benefit area food pantries. She said it was time to address an on-campus need as well. Quote, "This year we have found so many students who are hungry," she said. "We decided to start at home and help our own," end quote. Working with the Student Government Association, Student Services, Administration, and the BCC Foundation, she began collecting food for an on-campus food pantry to service the needs of the various students. The food pantry will be open year-round to serve students in need. Donation boxes are set up throughout the BCC's campuses.
The subject of reopening portions of Holden Beach Road in Shallotte was on the agenda for the 3rd month in a row for the Board of Aldermen in Shallotte last week. Following advice from the North Carolina Department of Transportation, the board agreed to ask DOT to conduct a feasibility study in the coming months. Listen as Alan Lewis shares information with the board concerning the road project.
Request formally that they initiate a feasibility study on that intersection and report back to the town their findings as soon as possible.
Motion on the floor, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The process would take several months and a road project could take years. The board agreed to reconvene at 4 p.m. Thursday to meet with community business members for a workshop to find a more immediate solution to the problem.
Town Creek Park in Winnebago is a well-liked, often-used community park. In fact, it's been, quote, loved to death, Brunswick County Parks and Recreation Jim Pryor said. He said the park is due for an upgrade. The master plan expands on a combination of athletic fields as well as passive recreation, including additional soccer and baseball fields, walking trails, and fitness equipment. They also plan to expand the playground and parking. The plan calls for a 2-story restroom and concession facility with a second-floor press box. Construction for the upgrade would cost about $4.2 million, and the total project, which includes contingency and other permitting fees, would cost about $5.1 million. Parks and Recreation officials are seeking grants to fund the upgrades. And speaking of enjoying nature, Carolina Shores Commissioners approved plans for a nature trail for the farm at Brunswick. Approval of the 0.9 of a mile long trail came during the board's monthly meeting, December 8th. The goal is to install a usable, sustainable trail that everyone can enjoy. You can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon on Newsstands Now.
Hi, I'm Stacy Manning, Managing Editor of the Brunswick Beacon. Did you get engaged recently or married? Have you celebrated a milestone anniversary? Or did you have a baby? How about letting us share the news with our readers? You can email your social news to me at editor@brunswickbeacon.com, or you can log on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Look for the Submit News icon near the top right-hand corner of the page. Deadlines are noon each Friday.
Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. West Brunswick wrestlers won 4 championships, and the Trojans won the team championship in the Caleb Hawkins Memorial Wrestling League tournament Saturday at West Brunswick High School. Ronnie Dellinger at 106 pounds, Campbell Aspla at 120, Jason Huff at 152, and Antoine Miller at 170 won individual championships. William Edwards was second at 160. In local high school basketball action, the West Brunswick High School boys team routed Whiteville 50-30 in a conference opening game Friday at West. The victory came 3 days after a 65-48 non-conference loss at Ashley. Whiteville beat the Lady Trojans 61-36 in a conference opening girls basketball game on December 9th. Precise movement, school spirit, contagious enthusiasm, vocal articulation, spiraling jumps, unbelievable stunts, team pyramids, individual safety, and crowd appeal are all part of what are intensely scrutinized by 5 national Pop Warner cheerleading judges. The cheerleading teams only get one shot to show their stuff. One shot was all that was needed for the Roger Bacon Academy's Junior Pee Wee Medium Intermediate Cheer Squad to take home the national championship. The squad of 9, 10, and 11-year-old girls received not only the highest award, but also the Spirit of Sport Award for sportsmanship. The 2011 Pop Warner National Cheer and Dance Championships took place December 3rd through the 10th at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Find all of these stories and more great photos in this week's sports section of the Brunswick Beacon. Hi, I'm Rachel Johnson, staff writer with the Brunswick Beacon. Do you know of an upcoming event or a special person that you would like to see featured on the Brunswick Beat from Holden Beach, Ocean Isle, or Charlotte? If so, then give me a call at 754-6890. You can also reach me via email at rjohnson@thebrunswickbeacon.com. You can also submit news by logging on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Click the Submit News icon on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Anything that can get my toes in the sand, I want to be there to cover.
shelter today with Sabrina. She's a yellow lab mix, about 2 years old. She's a stray found near Supply. And Nancy Powers here at the shelter is just really good friends with her, and she's helping her find her a good home. And come out and visit with all the dogs and cats available for adoption. They're open to the public for visitation from 10 to 4, Mondays through Fridays.
And the winners are: the Brunswick Life Photo Contest offered readers a chance to share glimpses of what makes life in Brunswick County special and unique to them. There were a total of 147 entries into the contest. First place award went to Jean Peterson of Supply for her photo, Say What. Second place was awarded to Curtis Biasi of Shallotte for his photo, Running for a Touchdown. And Tara Hewitt of Supply claimed third place for her photo, Early Morning Fishing. Find winning entries on this week's Tide page of the newly redesigned Beacon. Winning entries in the teen and children's divisions will be featured in the Tides page of next week's Beacon.
Bright and early on a cold Saturday morning, bikers and classic car aficionados descended at Walmart and got ready to rumble. It was Brunswick County motorcycle enthusiasts' 19th annual toy run, which culminated with members shopping with children for holiday toys and other items. Organizer Jerome Mana shares a little about the toy run.
This is our 19th anniversary for the Brunswick County Toy Run, and as you can see, all the bikers and car folks are lining up registering now. We're going to do about a 50-mile run today. Police escorting us. We're going to end up at Brunswick Island Baptist Church where the youth group is feeding us lunch, and then we're going to come back to Walmart, and then we're going to be shopping with 100 children, and each child will get $100 to pick from, and all the bikers and car folks will be escorting them through.
This year, the club spent more than $10,000 to provide a better Christmas for Brunswick County children in need.
The Civitan Volunteer Fire Department will have a fundraising turkey shoot this weekend. It is $3 per shot or 2 for $5. Winners take home a turkey. The shoot starts at 6:30 p.m. on both Friday and Saturday nights. Anyone with questions should call the fire department at 754-8392.
Bows and lights adorn the old Sunset Beach pontoon bridge, standing in Yuletide finery at its new retirement site on Shoreline Drive West. Last September, the old span had just been put out of commission to make way for the new high-rise over the Intercoastal Waterway. This December, the Old Bridge Preservation Society hasn't forgotten the old bridge. The nonprofit group is planning a holiday celebration called Christmas at the Old Bridge this coming Monday. The Yuletide Open Bridge event is scheduled from 5 to 7 p.m. December 19th. That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. Did you know you may be eligible to win a $100 Visa gift card because you watch ATMC in the Brunswick Beat? We want to hear about what you think about the channel and our show. You can go online to atmc.net/TV survey and complete a survey for a chance to be entered into a gift card drawing. As always, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a brand new edition of the Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only television news show. We close this week's show with more images from the Brunswick Life Photo Contest. And don't forget to pick up the newest edition of the Beacon's Real Women magazine. Find it inside this week's paper.